Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I read glitch in the matrix stories, usually. Stories that are just strange. Now let's get right into it. Story title: I Should Have Burned My Hand. Author name: Gino Sunshine 87. The other day I was cooking some eggs to eat them. They were in a pot of boiling water, shells and all. I have to mention that most of the time, I'm thinking about several things at once, and I'm hardly ever able to actually focus on one. Thanks, ADHD brain. Anyways, while they cooked, I was doing other stuff, sorting through papers, replying to some emails, etc., and I forgot to look at the time when they started boiling. Eventually I got hungry and wanted to eat them, but I had no way to know they had been in there long enough, so I distractedly decided to grab one and shake it. But then I realized that I'm a dummy, and that shaking an egg won't tell me if it's cooked. In my defense, I was thinking about other stuff I had to do. I shook my head at myself and put it back. I dried my hands, set a timer in 10 minutes to get the eggs, and decided to go back to what I was doing before. Then, before I reached my room, it hit me. I had grabbed the egg with my bare hand, and at first I thought that meant the water had to be cold, and maybe I hadn't turned the stove on at all. It wouldn't be the first time. So I go back to the kitchen, only to find that the stove is in fact on, and the water is boiling, bubbles and all. Even if I had turned the stove on when I grabbed the egg and simply forgot about it, there's just no way that the water could have gone from cold or lukewarm to boiling in just a few seconds. Or the 1 minute that it took me to walk away, realize what happened, and walk back. I just stood there trying to find an explanation for a few seconds. I can't think of one, so I decided to test if the problem is that I can't feel the heat by putting one of my fingers in the pot of boiling water. Again, I'm a dummy. I, of course, got burned by the hot water. At this point I was too perplexed to try anything else, so I decided to just wait for the timer and leave the issue alone. I just can't understand why I didn't burn my hand the first time I grabbed the egg. Does anyone else have any ideas on what could have happened here? Personal thoughts. I feel your pain regarding having a hyperactive mind. It seems I'm always jumping around like I'm 13 and my brain is hopped up on high sugar. And testing your ability to sense hot water by sticking your finger in a boiling vat of water. My god, ouch. Yeah, maybe running it under the sink with warm water would have been better, but hey, we've all been 13 making questionable choices. My logical thought is, your mind was so distracted that when you took the egg from the water, pain signals were ignored in your brain at that time, but not when you were focused on the boiling water the second time. This would make sense as long as there were signs of burning or inflammation on your hand after the first time, because even if your brain didn't register the pain, the physical damage would still be done and would be visible. Do you remember seeing any damage on your hand? If not, well, that's definitely another one of those tiny little glitches that really make you question what the hell's going on. Second story. Story title: Do Angels Ask for Directions? Author name: Cypressandmyrrh. I will preface this by saying that I'm not religious per se, but think I'm very open to spiritual encounters. Yesterday, I was walking through town and found a video compilation on my phone of Kenneth Copeland acting insane, of course. In one of the clips, they zoomed into his eyes, and I got a chill that ran through my whole body. My eyes widened, and I became paralyzed by fear. I thought, this man is a demon. I just knew he was pure evil. My whole body felt it. As I was sucked into this video, almost like in a trance, with a cold chill in my bones, a woman walked up to me with tears in her eyes and said in a broken voice, "Excuse me, can you help me? I'm a little lost. I'm looking for Fulton Street." I confirmed, Fulton Street. With her voice so shaken, her eyes wide and scared, she repeated, "Yes, I'm a little lost. I'm looking for Fulton Street. Her face genuinely looked like a frown emoji, but with more sadness and fear. I said, yes, okay, Fulton is 2 blocks that way. Just keep walking. And I pointed south. She nodded her head, still shaking from fear, and started walking south. I felt a rush of compassion, and my heart just tore for this terrified old lady. I called out, "I'm sorry," as she walked away. And then suddenly across the street, the Queen of All Saints church bells started clanging loudly. I looked at my watch. It was exactly 12 p.m. This is not objectively paranormal, I know. But this woman snatched me out of the demonic spell of Copeland's eyes, like shattering a sheet of ice. After the whole exchange and the church bells, I began feeling overwhelmed emotionally, and I actually cried. And I'm not typically an emotional person. Thoughts? Well, I'll give you my personal thoughts. I hadn't heard of this Copeland fella, so I looked him up. His eyes definitely give off unsettling vibes, maybe demonic, or maybe just unlucky genetics. It almost seems like this ghost was there to help you, protect you. You said you were watching this Copeland video almost like in a trance while walking around outside in town. Were you near any streets? I imagine so. Perhaps this ghostly echo witnessed the future and saw that you would get hit, or even if they didn't see the future, just thought, wow, maybe I should help this person, deciding to ask you for random directions and showing significant emotional distress to snap you out of it, thereby saving you. It's just an idea. I prefer thinking of ghosts or spirits as usually being friendly and misunderstood, not evil, but maybe I'm just an optimist. And that's the end of our stories for tonight. If you enjoyed them, consider leaving a like, and also sharing the video with any friends you may have that are interested in this kind of subject. Apparently that can help a new channel out a lot. But don't feel any pressure. If you'd like to subscribe, I upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. EST. I'll see you all there.